What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to take you on a tour of this 6-unit apartment that I just purchased that's yielding over a 20% cash on cash return. And if you stick around, we're going to show you 2 of the units that we've updated and that are all ready for new tenants. So let's go check it out. First off, I want to tell you how I found this deal and give you a walk around tour of the exterior. Now, this property was listed forever, and I had heard rumors that the seller of this property was unloading the rest of their portfolio, and this was their last property to get rid of. And the reason it's taken them so long, one, they probably had it priced high to begin with, and then it sat on the MLS forever. But 2, it had lots of things that needed fixing, and luckily we've got the crew to do those fixes. And so we waited for a long time. We put in a very low offer compared to what they were asking for. I think originally they were asking $460. We offered $350,000. We just held strong at that number. They ended up accepting it. We went in to do due diligence and we found another $50,000 worth of issues. So we ended up getting them to accept our offer of $350,000 with $50,000 back at closing. And we could do that because this is a 6-unit apartment and we were getting a commercial loan, so we can get that larger credit back at closing. All in all, if we weren't putting money into this, this would make it so that this is only 18% down. Really what it gave us was that extra $50,000 to do the work that we needed to do. We'll show you what the rents are and how we then landed at over a 20% cash on cash return. First off, I want to point out, as you can see, the paint is coming off. The blue part is still looking pretty good on this side. It's looking really bad on the other side. So we have probably $15,000 or $20,000 set aside to take on this exterior. Before the snow flies, we're planning on doing metal around the windows. But I love the charm. If you look up at the top, you can see, I just love the charm of this building and we want to hold on to that. So the rest of it, we are going to repaint. However, if you come over here, you can see that a lot of this siding is really torn up and some of it has water damage to where painting it isn't going to solve it. So what our plan is we're going to remove a lot of this, but we still want to keep this side looking nice. So we're actually going to steal it from the back side. Now on the back side where nobody sees, we can take the panels that are still in good shape to put them here to keep that original charm. Once we've gotten the metal around the windows, we've got this replaced and painted. And then in the back, we can do something that's very similar, but not necessarily exact. We'll match the paint, it'll look awesome, but that way it is gonna look phenomenal and be great for these tenants. So now that we've covered this, I wanna take you guys inside and talk the numbers. Okay, perfect, come on inside. All right, so this is a main entrance. I'm gonna talk quietly because I don't want to interrupt the tenants. We have 1 tenant here that's already rented. We have 2 tenants upstairs. You can just come look really quick. So we've got 2 tenants here, and then there are 2 more doors on the back side for the other 2 tenants. And then there's an entrance down these stairs for one of them. So in total, that's 6 units. There are 3 main exterior doors, and this door then leads to 4 of those units. Now, I can show you bits and pieces of when we walked through. A lot of the units that are already rented are in good shape, but at the same time, we're gonna need to do a lot of work. Now, we've already been into a lot of these units, fixing any leaks or other issues that are bothering the tenants, but we're gonna let them finish their lease at their current prices, which all of these, they average about $850 per unit in the ones that are filled. We have 4 of the 6 that are filled. One of them was vacant and one of them came vacant, that we, on both of these, especially because of the location here, have cleaned them up and made them really nice. So I'm excited to show you that. Just with leaving these tenants in before we're able to improve those units and increase them, which we will be able to do. But if we leave the 4 units and then after the renovations we've done on the bottom 2, that will bring our rents up to $5,100 for this property, but we only paid $300,000 to purchase. So come on downstairs, you'll see what we did. Now, one of these units, there wasn't a whole lot we could do to improve the stairs in this unit. It was already here. And so this just is how it is, and one of the frustrating things about this unit. All right, guys, I'm gonna take you on a tour in this unit. This is one of the units we did new flooring, new paint, added a couple new cabinets, and got it looking awesome. But next to me, I'm gonna do it where it's lit up. This is a video I just took on my phone when we still had the power hooked up, but they're transitioning that over to the tenant we've got going in here. So right now, our power is off for some reason. We're gonna get that figured out on the transition. But as you can see, new floor, we were able to get everything repainted. In the bathroom, we put new tile on the floor. We got a new toilet in here. We got the leaks all fixed up, and we got it looking awesome. In the kitchen, I was really stoked on this. We put in some new cabinets to give them some additional space. We secured these cabinets because before they were not secured properly. And then throughout this, we actually added these new lights. You've got a lot more headroom and they make it really bright, as you can see in my other video. Unfortunately, we have the power off right now on this one. Now let's go into the 6th unit, which it actually has an exterior entrance. So we're gonna run around the house and hop in that one so you guys can see it. All right, now all of the units needed some updating. This one probably needed the most, so we pretty much did everything. We got rid of cabinets, we did new flooring, we did new paint. This unit is already rented. They've got an awesome tenant, so we're not gonna bug them, but this is the 6th unit. So if you come down here, you can see we've got new paint, we've got new flooring, and this is the smallest unit. This is a studio apartment, but we've got our sink, we've got our fridge, we've got an oven that shows up this week, and we've had a ton of interest on this. We're gonna be able to fill this, we think we listed at 9. If we fill at 8, we're gonna be stoked. That'll give us the 5,100 that we're hoping for between all of the units. You can see awesome shower, awesome setup, and yeah, everything turned out great. So on this property, I just wanted to run you guys through the numbers really quickly. What I did is I ran it at a $300,000 purchase price, and I'll put screenshots up here so you can see this a little bit better. But with a $300,000 purchase price, we were able to, and again, I'm assuming an 18% down because we paid $350,000 with a $50,000 credit. So this is just how to run the numbers so they're simple. Right now with the exterior work and the work we've done so far with tenants in, we've spent about $40,000 between the renovations on both of these units and the exterior work we still have to do. So that price will go up, I would assume, as we go into other units, but so will the rents go up in those additional units. So we're planning on $40,000 to make rent ready, down payment of 18%, closing costs of 2%, 25-year AM, 6.25% interest rate. Rents are now gonna be at $5,100 with a 5% vacancy. That's 12% maintenance, 6% management, yearly utilities of $3,000. I was aggressive with that number. I think it's gonna be less than that, but we pay all of the utilities in this property. And then your insurance of $1,000 and taxes of $3,250. So if you run the numbers on that, that ends up giving you a 21% cash on cash return. That's $20,000 plus of cash flow on this property. And so I am ecstatic about this purchase. I think the biggest thing that I learned from this specific property is a lot of times when it sits on the MLS for a long time, that's where the opportunities are. I have now had 2 deals in the last 6 months, well, actually 3 in the last year that were just on the MLS for a long time. And so we went in with a very aggressive offer where we knew we could make our numbers work. Granted, we had work to do to make these livable and nice. And a lot of that was just straight up from scratch, going in, new flooring, new paint, a lot of them new light fixtures, but making them so that they're an awesome space and very easy to rent. And because we got them for such a good price, because they were willing to bend on that price because they'd been sitting forever, that gave us the money that we needed to go in, do renovations, and still have it turn out to be a phenomenal return. The last thing that I would say right now is an optimal time to buy real estate. I'm having a lot of luck finding motivated sellers. I think there's some uneasiness. I think there's also the potential of interest rates to come down in the future. There are talks of these 50-year loans. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. And so because of that, I think a lot of people are on their heels, and I'm telling you, you can find incredible deals. And there are tons of people that need housing and are more than willing to rent when you can provide awesome spaces. If you are struggling or you don't know what to do to be able to start investing, check out my other videos, look for deals like this. And if you want to surround yourself with a community, we have the Creative Cash Flow Club. It's a great place to come and be surrounded by other like-minded people and get all the resources you need. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you remember to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell, and let me know in the comments if you've got any questions. This one has been a big undertaking. So far, there are only 2 of the units that we've been able to do, and I'm sure the other 4 are gonna need just as much work as we go through them. A couple of them are actually in pretty good shape, but also a lot of those tenants might stay there forever because what they're paying in rent right now for them is awesome for what they've got, and any of the things that are urgent we take care of. And so that's the other thing to remember. You don't want to go in and kick tenants out. A lot of tenants go, they find a good deal on a property and they're able to rent it in a location with a apartment that they like, that they're happy with. And so as long as the essential things are taken care of, the full-blown new flooring, new paint renovations don't need to be done. They're happy with their living space, they're paying rent, and so you let them stay as long as they want to. And then when they're out, you can go in and do the fixes and increase the rents at that point. So again, if you guys enjoyed the video or have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much, and have a good day.